Again, it's time for the physical and spiritual manifestation of the book of Revelation. And all these are more signs. North Korea's nuclear test demonstrates fanatic recklessness, South Korea says. North Korea said it conducted a higher level nuclear test explosion that will allow it finally to build an array of stronger, smaller, and lighter nuclear weapons. It was the North's fifth atomic test and the second in 8 months. South Korea's president said the detonation, which was estimated to be the North's biggest ever in explosive yield, was an act of fanatic recklessness and a sign that leader Kim Jong-un is spiraling out of control. President Barack Obama condemned the test and said the United States would never accept the country as a nuclear power. But it already is. North Korea's boast of a technologically game-changing nuclear test defied both tough international sanctions and long-standing diplomatic pressure to curb its nuclear ambitions. It will raise serious worries in many world capitals that North Korea has moved another step closer to its goal of a nuclear-armed missile that could one day strike the United States mainland. The UN Security Council scheduled an emergency meeting to discuss the test. South Korea vowed to boost psychological warfare efforts by increasing the number of propaganda loudspeakers along the rival's border, the world's most heavily armed, and the number of hours of anti-North Korean broadcasts. Hours after South Korea noted unusual seismic activity near North Korea's northeastern nuclear test site, the North said in state-run media that a test had finally examined and confirmed the structure and specific features of movement of a nuclear warhead that has been standardized to be able to be mounted on strategic ballistic rockets. North Korea protects its nuclear program as a closely guarded state secret, and claims about advancements made in its testing could not be independently verified. But they center on a technological mystery that has long bedeviled outside experts. How far has North Korea gotten in efforts to shrink nuclear warheads so they can fit on long-range missiles? The South Korean president strongly condemned the test, saying in a statement that it showed the fanatic recklessness of the Kim Jong-un government as it clings to nuclear development. She told a meeting of top security officials that we have to believe that Kim Jong-un's mental state is spiraling out of control because he is not listening to any words from the international community or neighboring countries in his attempt to cling to power. President Obama condemned the nuclear test as a grave threat to regional security. The United States does not and never will accept North Korea as a nuclear state, he said in a statement. Today's nuclear test, a flagrant violation of multiple United Nations Security Council resolutions, makes clear North Korea's disregard for international norms and standards for behavior, and demonstrates it has no interest in being a responsible member of the international community. The UN Secretary General condemned the test and urged the Security Council to unite and take urgent actions. This unacceptable act endangers peace and security in the region and is another vivid reminder of the urgent need to strengthen the global nuclear test ban regime, said the Secretary General. South Korea's weather agency said the explosive yield of the North Korean blast would have been at least 70 to 80% of the force of the atomic bomb the United States dropped on the Japanese city of Hiroshima in 1945. In other words, North Korea is producing bigger and more deadly nuclear weapons. Again, it goes back to what kind of world are we leaving to the future generations? And that should be a very important question to ask. Revelation chapter 16, verse 8. And the fourth angel poured out his vial upon the sun, and power was given unto him to scorch humans with fire. 9. And humans were scorched with great heat, and blasphemed the name of God, which has power over these plagues, and they repented not to give him glory. 10. And the fifth angel poured out his vial upon the seat of the beast, and his kingdom or nation was full of darkness, and they gnawed their tongues for pain. 11. And blasphemed the God of heaven because of their pains and their sores, and repented not of their deeds. Yes, it's time for the spiritual and physical manifestation of the book of Revelation. And all these are more signs.